Welcome everyone, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for taking your time out today to join us here at the 2026 Kickoff, Momentum Strategies for Realtors. And all those who are joining us on social media and across the platforms, welcome, welcome to joining me today. And we want to give a shout out to our media room in the back there that always make us look nice. So give them a shout out as well. Thank you so much for all the hard work that you do. So we're going to get right into our program for today. And I am so excited about 2026, and I hope you are too, because 2026, you have the power to create whatever you desire in 2026. So I'm going to give you some guidelines and how we're going to get it done in 2026, okay? We good with that? Yeah. All right. For those who don't know me, I am Janice Wight. I'm the sales manager for CMG Home Loans here in Florida, as well as in Georgia. Let me just give you a little highlights about CMG. We are the third national lender. We operate in all 50 states. We are a direct lender, and we have over 1,200 employees. We do all the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac government loan, purchases, refinances, conventional loan, VA loan, USDA loan. We also is the top lender for the 203K loans. The 203K loans is the renovation loans. So if someone wants to buy a property and need to do some work to just spruce it up, we are the top lender for the 203K loans. One thing that is so special about CMG is that we have portfolio loans. We create products to suit the market. We create products that the market need. So I will touch on some of our proprietary products that is just unique to CMG that you wouldn't find anywhere else. CMG services most of their loans. What that means to you is when your client closes with us, they stay with us. So we service most of them. So we help you to build long-term relationships with your clients. We do our in-house processing, our in-house underwriting, and our in-house closing. What does that mean? We get it done quickly. And we could reach our closing dates because everyone is under the same roof. So if something is running late, we could always nudge the person. We need to get this done. So that is some of the unique things about us. My team is called the Wight Way Loan Navigators. We are the navigators for mortgages. And my team is 5 strong. We just brought on Jose, who is our Spanish-speaking agent. Because we have so much Spanish-speaking business within the last year, it was necessary for us to bring in a familiar tongue. So Jose just joined us, so his name is not yet on the platform. So I am Janice Wight, and I'm your chief navigator. I have Kate and Mary, who is responsible for all the documents and the backroom stuff. And I have Jason, who is my first mate. So I'm here now in a workshop with you. He's back there making sure that the ship is still afloat. I thank them so much. All right, so when you come to a financing workshop, most of you may think, well, okay, this is just a workshop to speak about products. But guess what? In real estate, there are certain aspects that you have to master before you get into the products. So we have over 900 products. So we have a product for every situation. But I am going to jump into some things that I need to share with you so you're going to make your 2026 the best year ever. Now, one of the things I want you to promise me, that those who do not have a planner, when you leave here, get a planner. Because you will need to use your planner every day of 2026. The thing about really achieving your goals is by having a roadmap and a GPS of how to get there. So that is what I'll be working with you on, giving you a GPS to reach your goal. And guess, when you're thinking about a goal for 2026, if it doesn't scare you, go back and get a better goal. All right? So make sure your goal scare you. You have no idea how you're going to get there. But this is your goal, and we'll do it step by step of accomplishing so that we'll make your 2026 the best year ever. That's our promise to ourselves, our best year ever. I'm going to be speaking firstly about the power of building meaningful relationships. In your real estate business, your foundation is based on your relationship. Your business starts with the relationship. So these are some of the things that you could do to improve your relationship out there and the perspective you give to the world. So you attend industry-related events and actively participate. What do I mean by that? Don't just show up at an event because of what they're serving. Show up at the event to network and participate. I go to events and people walk in, they eat all the food and they leave. We are done with that for 2026. We are going to participate and have meaningful relationships. So you then will plan what events you're going to attend for 2026. Right now, and I'm going to use me as an example throughout most of the workshop. So I am attending events to have a feel of if these groups will serve me, and at the end of December, I will select the 5 that I want to continue for the year. So I'm recommending the same thing with you. Find out the groups that you could fit in, the groups that you're comfortable with, that will serve your business, and be actively participating. Leverage social media. So that's what we were doing here. You all were introducing yourselves to social media. So I'm expecting within the next 2 weeks, I'll be seeing most of you on social media. And tag me so I could see you. Now, I started doing social media 2 years ago. I'm new to social media. And my business in 2024 had grown like 20% at the end of the year because of social media. With all the technology, people like it quick, fast, and easy. So they take their phone and they check quickly to see what's going on. So you're doing yourself an injustice for not being out there on social media. So anybody who is not on social media, you don't have to show your hands. But just promise me that within the next 2 weeks, you will post something, okay? Join professional groups. Some example is like the Chamber of Commerce, investment clubs, etc. Partner with professionals, such as contractors, lenders, I hope you all partner with me, and your marketing people. Now, what I want you to do again in your planner is every month meet with a professional that will enhance your business. So whether it's a contractor, whether it's a CPA, whether it's something, you find somebody that you could relate to. And every month you add a new person to your portfolio. And when you meet with this person, you prepare for the meeting. So if it's a CPA, you prepare for the meeting. Go into the meeting knowing what you want to get out. All right. So now, as we are on the agenda of your calendar, this is how your calendar is going to work. We have 12 months in 2026. We still have 12 months, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to take 1 month out for your vacation, for your family time, for whatever. So now you leave with 11 months. Then you will take another month out, which is November, because when coming to the holiday time and Thanksgiving, people start to get distracted. So your production will be in the first 10 months of the year. So when you get to October, you will already make that quarter, make the $250,000 in income. And the rest of the year is just whatever, because you already achieved your goal. So So try it that way, because that is what I have used that method for years, and it works quite well. So we're going to be putting all your activities in the first 10 months of the year. And if you do that and stick to it, you will reach your goal, because we're going to be talking about what you need to do as well to reach your goal. Alrighty. I'm going to open for questions at the end. Let me just go through everything. The other thing I'm going to speak about is have a system for lead generation and management. It is almost impossible to be a top producing agent without a proper lead generation system. My lead generation system is something that I depend on every day. And if I didn't have a lead generation system, I would probably need to hire 3 more people for what the lead generation system does. So make sure everybody has a lead generation system that your office uses. So find out what that is and plug into your lead generation system. Have a lead generation system that is reliable, that will capture, organize, and track your leads. So in the morning, when I turn my computer on, the first information I get is from my lead generation system. It tells me whose birthday is today. It tells me who I have to follow up with. It tells me everything, and it's right there. It works for me while I'm sleeping. While I'm sleeping, it's sending out the birthday cards for the next day. You set it one time, and it does the work for you. So a client will call me and say, "Thank you for remembering my birthday." I say, "Oh, yes, oh, yes." Do you seriously think that I could remember 5,000 people's birthday? It's not possible. But my lead generation system make me look so attentive that I am focused. So get yourself a good lead generation system before the clock strikes 12 on New Year's Eve, okay? My lead generation system also sends out my email campaigns, also schedule my social media and my target ads. So I take time out and I do all my social media marketing for at least 2 weeks. And I get that out the way. And then I schedule them to go out, the time that I want them to go out. So that frees up so much time for me. Brand visibility. Ensure that your brand is consistent across each platform. So if you are the real estate agent with a diamond rod, let it be the real estate agent with a diamond rod on all platforms so you easily identify. So I am hoping that we all have lead generation systems. And if you don't have one, don't raise your hand. Just make sure that you have that implemented before the 1st of January. Your lead generation system is supposed to also have effective communication. So, for example, if I have a client do an application on my website, most times they do the application late at night. Soon as that application is done, a message goes out to them because of my lead generation system. So you have a lead generation system that whenever you have a client, you could stay in touch with your client constantly. They're looking for a property, you plug them in your lead generation system, and every time a property comes up that matches what they're looking for, it goes to them automatically. Don't you think that would make it much easier for you? So find out from your office what lead generation system that I have to have, and all of you, please get it plugged in by the 1st of January. Okay. Because we are going to write our own history for 2026, so I'm just giving you now the things that you have to do to be prepared. So if you want to get in the race of 2026, you wouldn't wait until January 1st. Do your preparation now. You still have almost 3 weeks. Do your preparation now so when January 1st comes around, you could start the race strong, knowledgeable, and make 2026 your best year. Now let's speak about the big one. Having a clear goal and time management. Your goals give direction and maximize productivity. So as I say for your goal, $250,000 a year is what average realtors make. And how do they do that? You have to have a plan. So think it backwards. I need to make $250,000 in 10 months of 2026. How much do I have to make each month? And you break it down with the activities that you have to do. Here's something, and trust me on this. When you make your $250,000, the others years will be easier and it just rolls. So do this. Look at your office and see who are the top producers and see how they are top producers constantly. Why is that? They don't be a top producer in 2023 and 2024, they fall under the bushes. They are constant. Because once you make the sacrifice and do it one time, and you have that foundation, all you have to do going forward is to continue building on it. When you're building a house, how many times do you make the foundation? One time. Make sure the foundation is right. And once you do that, you build moving forward, okay? Create space for strategic thinking. Now, when I was preparing for this workshop, and I said to myself, prepare space for strategic thinking. You know what came to my thought? People don't like to think. People like to ask questions, but they don't like to think. Do you know how beautiful thinking is? So, every morning I do meditation. And I do meditation for deep thinking and to find my true self. Every day I need to find my true self. And the amount of knowledge that comes to me from those moments of meditation, I am insisting, spend more time thinking. Your customer come to you and they ask you a question. Think about the question before you respond. People like to talk, and after they finish talk, then they think. Think first, so that every word that comes out of your mouth went through your system and you give it some thought. So let me share this story with you. And it's a weird story. It has nothing to do with real estate. But it's an experience that I had that I want to share with you. It's kind of personal, but I share it to you so that you understand the importance of thinking. So 2 years ago, I went to my dentist. My dentist that is intelligent, spent how many years in school, brilliant, the top dentist in the office. And I said, Mr. Intelligent Dentist, I have a problem. I have a space that I don't like. What do you think I could do to get rid of this space? And he immediately responds, well, I can make them a little wider. I say, you mean give me bigger teeth? Something like that. I said, is that your best suggestion? He said, yeah. I said, well, okay, let's reason this out. So whatever is causing me to get this space would still be there. So when this space comes back, what would you do? I'll just give you a little touch-up. I say, okay, thank you very much. Let me think about it and I'll come back to you. And I felt so insulted that this man's supposed to have a level of intelligence, and the best thing he could tell me, give you bigger teeth. And I'm telling my son, oh, he insulted me. He wanted to give me bigger teeth. And my son think I was funny. He said to me, Mom, just get a second opinion. And I said, okay. But that wasn't the point. The point was the way he responded to me without even giving the whole issue a thought. He didn't even address what was my concern. Don't show up like that for your client. Your client wants to buy a house in Boca because they're moving from New York, and you're ready to write the contract. You don't know how many kids they have. You don't know if they go to what church they go to. You don't know what activity. You just answer and you come up with a plan. No, we're going to change this in 2026. Being a real estate agent is a profession. A lot of people get into real estate because they could wake up at 10 in the morning and they could go back to bed at 3 in the evening. That's not what it is about. This is a profession. This is serious business. You are handling the biggest investment for most people. So it's only respectful to treat it that way. Agree with me? All right. Learn to manage your time, because true success comes from balancing your goals and balancing your time. So I think time is one of your most valuable things. So don't let anybody waste your time. People that doesn't serve you, you could still love them, but love them from a distance. You should be able to make money and still enjoy your life. Business is just not about making money. If you have lots of money and you're not happy, it doesn't really balance. So we want to be in 2026 to make lots of money and still have a good life. Still have a vacation, still spend time with your family, and doing the things that you enjoy. So we're going to get to a point where we can master the both of them, your goal and your time. Mastering these simultaneously to pursue the true definition of success. So success is not just the money, it's the balance of everything and having a balanced life. Okay? All righty. So let's speak about success requires discipline. What is that all about? Why do I need discipline to be successful? Discipline is one of the most important things in success. Let every interaction reflect grace and respect. Operate in your business from a place of poise, elegant, and be kind. Make an effort to, when you show up with your client, you show up with poise, elegant, and with a level of discipline. Be willing to listen and identify your client's needs. It's not about you, it's about serving others. When you serve others, you get paid. You serve others well, and you get paid well. So you are doing yourself a service by serving others and serving others well. I even go an extra mile to ensure that I show respect to my clients. I ask them, how would you like to be communicated to? Not everybody wants you to text them. Some people just want you to only text them. How do you know that? By asking them, how do you want me to communicate with you? I even ask them, what is the latest time I could text you? So you have that barrier of respect when dealing with your clients, because we are handling this in 2026 with huge respect and responsibility as a profession. Okay, we all agree on that. Another thing that is so very important is follow through with your commitment. You tell a client, I am going to do this at this time. Ensure you do this at this time. Live authentically. Practice what you preach. Don't expect your client to reach to the appointment at the time you all set if you first is not showing that example. All right? So we are going to be focusing on doing this the right way and writing history next year. So we're going to spike up on our discipline, and we're going to help each other through this. Have a strategy for all market conditions. Let me dive into that a little bit. Now, market conditions change, and as a real estate agent, you have to think ahead. You have to think ahead for the entire year and be prepared that if circumstances change, you're not thrown off the runway. So let me give you an example of myself so you could kind of understand what I'm saying. So in 2025, I was expecting the interest rate to really take a dive somewhere around April or May. So I had my marketing set up for that market. However, it didn't happen. The interest rate probably started moving later down, a little quarter point here, a little half a point there. It went down half a point for 5 days, and it went back up. And now it was turbulences that I didn't experience before. This is the first time that I see the interest rate a little stubborn and moving down. However, even that being said, I was still able to get ahead of the game. Why? Because I studied the market and I have things in place. Should this doesn't go this way, what would I do? And I have this in place ahead of time. So when the market move, whatever, I will still survive regardless because I understand the market and I position myself for whatever could happen in the market. And I want that for you too. Understand your market, know what changes. I send out something every day called Market Movement, which is so important. If you get it, read it, because it tells you what your expectations of the market would be. And it gives you the insight of what is going to happen. So when you position yourself with knowledge, imagine your client. And before I said that, just don't know the market for South Florida. You have to know the market for the entire United States and the rest of the world, because we have foreign buyers. We have some people who work in the global industry. We have foreign buyers that people come to do foreign loans, and they are depending on you for the right, updated, informative information. So as a real estate agent, you need to plug in and know what's happening in the world so you could provide first-class information for your clients. I want to just touch back on something concerning, let me just get off of this topic for a minute. And I just want to talk generally about life. I was listening to a podcast one day, and this lady said, for those who in this room happen to be over 50, we already get up to the peak, and we're trying to stay on that peak for as long as we could before we start sliding down. And this lady said, have you ever thought about how many Christmases you have left in this world? And that sort of like resonated with me. How many Christmases do I have to spend with my family, to spend with my loved ones, to spend with my kids, and to travel the world? It may be one, it may be none, it may be 10, maybe 15. That's why it is so important to take your life and your career and your finances important. Finances allow you to enjoy the finest things of life that you were created for. Do you agree? So it is imperative to you to do whatever it takes to get your financing where it needs to be so that you could get a best life. So I'll share this with you. In August of 2024, I went on vacation. And I went on a really good vacation. And there I was in Germany, and the house was an A-shaped roof house. And the house had a, what do you call that? A sunroof? Had a sunroof. And it had a really big sunroof on the whole side of the house. And you could open the sunroof from the inside. I'm like, really? This is really cute. You press this button and the roof go, ooh. So while I'm sleeping the night, I opened the sunroof. And I was able to see the stars peeping at me. I said, this looks good. And then I decided to sleep with the sunroof open. And then in the morning, my sunroof was still open. And guess what happened? The sun came up. And it comes straight to my bed and kissed me. Good morning, my darling. You know how good that feeling was? That I am looking around to see where I could get a sunroof, that I could get that experience again. Life is awesome. You owe it to yourself. So get your financing in order. You can't go and see a sunroof or see the world if you don't have any money. People says, oh, you talk about money. Yes, I do, because I come from a poverty family that I survived, and now I see where I could rise, and I want it for all of you. So in 2026, let's rise together. Okay, we're going to hold each other's hands, and we're going to rise together. And we go all be under a sunroof one of these days. All right, let's talk about the importance of creating momentum. So let's really zero in on this. I want for you to have really good momentum throughout 2026. And I'm here to support you, to answer any questions, to help you along so that you really, at December this time next year, you could say, I've done it. And you could do it. And the great thing about it is that make the sacrifice and do it just one time. And then it sails from that. I live it. I know it. What I'm sharing here with you is what I live. I leave my country and came here with $300. So I know what it is to be hungry and what requires to make you rise. This life feels so much better from what I was accustomed to. And I want it for all of us. Because when we make this world a happy place, for me, for you, is all a better place for all of us to live. You agree? So here's we go with the momentum. This is what I want you to do. As a real estate agent, don't try to do one-on-one session. Do one and many. So how many of you in this audience right now? I'm sharing with all of you. How much more productive is this than me trying to sit with you, do workshops? You want your business to explode? Do workshops. I had a workshop for Marcia in November. And John, you were there too. And you invite a few people, and we talk about the first-time home buyer. We did the first-time home buyer. But guess what? There is so many other things to talk about so you could have a workshop. You could have a workshop, at least one workshop every quarter. But you know what's the ideal thing? If you could do a workshop every month. So when we were doing the workshop for Marcia was a little panicky. I'm saying, relax, I got you. She said, you sure? I said, yeah, man, I got you. All you have to do is to show up and look pretty. And I take it over from there. And guess what? I'm a good closer. Once you have a client that commit, I'll come close it. I promise you I close it because I have that. I have been doing this from 1983, before God was born. Don't you think that I have a thing or two? You understand? So get some workshop. So I had a client yesterday, and he was doing a first-time home buyer program that he was required to do an education. And he's not doing the education for the life of me. I'm like, why are you not doing it? He said the phone, the computer, the this, the that. I say, all right, come into the office. Let me see if I could help you. You know what the guy's problem is? He can't read. He can't read. And guess what? I made him feel no different. It's okay if you can't read. You could still own a house. You don't have to read to own the house. I'll help you. And I was so respectful to the idea that he couldn't read. We get into a deep conversation as why did you get here? And guess what? This is what you could do to get here. We had a really good conversation. So I took the time to read through the education for him, which I've never did before. I had hundreds of people did that, and I've never did it before. Do you know you could get a workshop and teach somebody how to do that education? Then that person who's doing that education, they're doing it because they want to buy a house. There is a client. So Ismael told me one day, Janice, come up with some good titles. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Give me an example. And from that conversation with Ismael, I am a boss on creating titles. Oh my God. You understand? So create workshops, come up with a title. Don't say, first time home buy workshop, that's boring. Everybody says that. Come up with something innovative. Teach people to get that education. Another thing that I do, and I start checking the income that I make from that, is to do open houses. When you do open houses and somebody walks in, they walk in because they're looking for a house to buy. You don't have a listing, find somebody else open house to do. And when those people walk in, be prepared. Are you buying? Are you selling? Some, they come without agents. So there is an opportunity. So what I want you to do is think. Spend some time and think. And come up with something that suits you in your business that you could add to your calendar for 2026. Do a workshop. I says here once a quarter. But once you do it once a quarter, then move it up to once a month. And when you get to once a month, you would see how your business move. Get workshops. Yeah, get workshops. You have people that really need help in even getting their mindset. They need help on their credit. And then you don't have to do the workshop. Partner with somebody. Marcia partner with me. And I made her very comfortable, didn't I? Right. And we had a great workshop. And we're doing another one in January on the 11th. And we're going to do that every month so that her business would grow. And I'll do the same for you. But you have to have the initiative. I'm not going to run you down and say, when you're having a workshop, you have to come to me. All right? Because I'm busy. All right. Build consistent progress over time. Do you think I could always stand up in front of a crowd and talk? No. I progress over time. The first time I spoke to an audience, it was horrible. Then I go and I look at it, I say, oh my God, I was scratching my head, I was nervous. And then you develop and you move forward. But you're not going to get anywhere if you don't start someplace. So your social media, start with it, start with it. The first video may be clumsy, no problem, go ahead, post it. Develop trust and strengthen your reputation. That is so important in the real estate business. People have to trust you. And here's something. When you go out as an agent and you just focus on how much I will make on this transaction. Do you know your client knows that too? Your client knows that too. Your client would say, she's all about the money. They feel it too. So represent yourself from the standpoint, I am here to help you. And when you do that, they will have no problem signing there, and you will have a closing. Okay? Adapt quickly to market change, which I spoke about. Capitalize on opportunities. So let me just give you a capitalize on opportunities. Sometimes people go to networking event, and you ask them how it was, and it was a waste of time because they did not capitalize on an opportunity. You're in a room with these people, we all here together, we all could learn from each other. You have something that Cindy doesn't have. Cindy have something that you don't have. That's why we marry different people. Because we all are looking for something different. That was an off-the-cuff example to make sure you all not sleeping. So everybody is looking for something different. But we all together, working together as a team, is what changed the world. All right? Effectively navigate challenges. Something goes wrong, don't fall apart. We have a loan closing on tomorrow, Friday. And the person who's selling the property had the property listed with a listing agent before. And the listing agent wants to get paid, so they file a lien against the property, and the buyers want to move in for Christmas, and the two agents are holding the whole transaction hostage. And here am I. Dear client, don't worry. I am sure they're going to find a resolution. These are the two realtors, but I'm sure they're going to find a resolution. And I will check in with them today to see how they're working on their resolution, and I'll get back to you. Oh, thank you very much, Janice. I made her feel as though I'm the godsend. I really can't do anything. The two agents have to come together and decide. But at least I could have communication here and communication there and see if we could reach somewhere in the middle. So that is it. When you have a challenge, don't fall apart. Think and come up with a solution. Okay? Think. So then we're going to go into some of the CMG products that I think you could use to make your 2026 awesome. We just came up with this product called CMG Graduate Program. It's very similar, and you have the flyers there with them. You have flyers there with them. So the graduate program, I think, is the first one. So the CMG Graduate Program, you know, we had that medical program before that was just for medical profession, where you had no MI, higher LTV and all that. Well, they have expanded it. It covers now medical, legal, engineering, architecture, and accounting. So anybody in this field could qualify for a 90% loan to value up to $1.5 million. You could do arm loan, fixed loan, interest rate loan, interest-only options. And the thing about it is that the student loans, we don't have to factor that in. I think that is huge. You need a 720 credit score, and your DTI needs to be 50%. It's for your primary residence only. So there, me sitting in the workshop and learning about this awesome product. This is an opportunity for you to get in the higher income level market. Get the list of the attorneys that's graduating. As a matter of fact, I called a friend at Nova, and he's going to help me market it. Get the list of the graduates that are graduating, the attorneys. And you don't have to be on the job to get this loan. If you have a job letter that will be assigned 60 days out, we could still use that and close on the loan. So now, instead of just the medical field, it expanded to a wider area. Now, if you spend some time, 2 weeks, and you focus on the medical, legal, engineering, architecture, and accounting, do you know what a big difference that would make to your business? Now you are reaching out to higher income level buyers. So instead of you have to sell 30 properties at 350,000, now you have to do 15 at 850,000, because a lot of people with degrees like to buy big houses. So this is an awesome, awesome product. And if you want marketing, I have my marketing team that would help you to create your marketing to send it out there and make it easy for you. You have to have 3 months reserves. They defer your student loans, no PMI, no MI, regardless of the LTV. So see how you could take this out in the world and service this. Now, not every attorney would want this, but it gives you an opportunity to plug your pipeline with the relevant people. Make sense? Yeah. So it's all about building your pipeline, reaching people to build your pipeline. Okay. Now we have this little one here now. It's called the Community One Grant. What does the Community One Grant does? This is for lower income individuals. And you could actually get into a house with as little as 1% down payment. 1%, 1%. You have the flyer right there. Right. So how does that work? We have some products, the Home Ready, the Home Affordable, that is conventional loans with 3% down payment. So we give CMG, they do a grant of 2%, and all the clients has to come with is 1% and your closing costs, which you could get seller credit. Now, with the market being as it is, it's a buyer's market, you could get seller credit so they could get into a home with as little money out of pocket. We got that? All right. So instead of dealing with the rising rent, this offers an alternative to the rising rent while building equity and long-term wealth. So your client have no reason to be renting, because now with rent, what I see happening, they want first, last, and security. That first, last, and security with this program will get you into a house. All right? So market it. Get it out there. Not everybody would want it. Not everybody would qualify. But you would have somebody calling you to ask you if they can't qualify for this. I could assure you I'll get something else that they will qualify for. Fair enough? We going good so far? All right. Now, home funded. Home funded, you may never even use it, but I'll tell you what it is about. It's an online gifting platform. It works like a social media campaign that you share on your Twitter, Facebook, whatever. And every CMG will match $2 with every dollar that the client raised, up to 1% of the purchase price. You know what this does? I did what they call this wedding show that they have. They had it at the Hilton the time I did it. And all these people who is getting married for the year will come in and reach the wedding vendors, the flower, this, whatever, all the vendors in one room. And I was there as a vendor promoting home funded. And I probably had 2 persons that actually used the product. But you know how much clients I got from that? At least 15. And then those clients give me referrals. Referrals is another thing. Don't ever close a transaction without asking for referrals. And when you have a client that you close, how many times do you ask them for referrals? Every quarter. Hey, Mary Joan, I'm just checking up. How you fitting in with that new house? Oh, everything is great. All right, I'm just reaching out to you to make sure everything is going with you and your family. And if you hear anyone who is looking to buy, anyone in your church, anyone in your school, whatever, remember to send me that. And let them tell me that you refer them so I could endorse you. Ask that one person that you close that transaction, that is your happy buyer, for referrals over and over and over again. So you have it in your calendar. When you call them today, you move down to the end of the next month and you plug them in there so you remember to call them. So in 1 year, you will call that client at least 6 times. And it's not irritating because you're checking up and seeing how the family going. All right? So your home funded, it also requires the first-time education. So what about if you decide to do a workshop and you're doing workshop on creating a gifting platform? Come on, let me show you how you can buy a house with gifting funds. And because you have to do the home education before you sign the contract. Then you also introduce in that class, let's complete your home buying education. Your home buying education is valid for 1 year. They know that they have to use this certificate within the year. So you are preparing for them to buy within the year. Isn't that something that could be helpful for you? Okay. So workshop, workshop, workshop. And you get the grant of $2,000 is available when the education and counseling is completed before the contract is signed. If you don't do that educational piece before the contract, you would lose out on that $2,000. So it's in their interest to do the education. Now, a lot of people do the education on Zoom. That's fine, because during COVID, I did a lot of training on Zoom. But for me, I think I get more benefit and commitment from the clients when I'm up close. So yes, if you choose to do it on Zoom, it's better you do it on Zoom than you do none at all. But try and be close up with your client. So I want each of you to give me a commitment today that you will be setting up for your workshop within the first quarter of 2026. Master, you have yours on your calendar already, January 11th, so I spare you. All the others, put on your calendar when you're going to have the workshop. Tell me what you want to talk about. Tell me your audience, and I will help you to frame it. If you have 5 people the first time, the next time they'll invite somebody and you'll get 10. And before you know it, you have a full room. But the thing about it is that you have to start with 1. You have to make the first step. Let's talk about rate and rebound. Now, I did mention to you that when the interest rate didn't go down, and I was caught in that twirl of market movement that I didn't understand. And before I get into this, let me just say something. The easy thing about real estate market, it has been the same pattern for the last 100 years. So it's very predictable. When the interest rate goes up, it becomes a buyer's market. When the interest rate goes down, it becomes a seller's market. Investors buy this, first-time home buyers that. So you have a pattern to follow. So you have no reason to be confused about the market because you have history to work with. So let me get back here. So when I got caught in that twirl, when the interest rate didn't go down as expected, this rate and rebound was what I was able to use to get me back on my feet. So this is what rate and rebound is. You buy your property today, and the interest rate is 6.75. You have 60 months, which is 5 years, that you could roll to a lower rate with rate and rebound. No lender's fees, no appraisal fees, no this, no that, no credit reports fees. So we came up with, you date the rate and you marry the property. So I use rate and rebound to help me to get buyers still buying in a high interest rate market. So that is why I tell you how important it is to think. What do I do when I'm faced with this? What is the solution? Don't panic, there is a solution. So rate and rebound gave me at least 30 closings in a high interest rate market because I did not even dwell on the interest rate. Listen, get the property at the best price. See how much seller's closing costs your agent could negotiate for you. And at the end of this, when the rates go down, it will go down in 5 years because history has shown that. The market has shown that. When the rates go down, you could then roll over to a lower rate as long as is economical. Some of the people that, especially in Georgia, could not roll over this year because they had a market crunch tighter than Florida. So they're a little bit on the upside down. But before the 5 years is over, they will be able to roll over to a lower rate. So rate and rebound is awesome. We have this on all our in-house products. And I put it on all the products that I do as much as possible so that giving the clients an opportunity to roll over when the rates go down, and they have a total of 60 months to do that. Awesome. So let's move on to now our list and lock. List and lock let the seller advertise at a discounted rate on their listing without lowering the prices. So now that is a buyer's market, you have sellers that having their properties on the market a little longer than they really desire. So list and lock has been the weapon to move these properties. I introduced an agent to a property on list and lock that he had on the market for over 180 days. And when we introduced the list and lock, he had about 5 showings within that first 3 days of the list and lock. So what that does is they create marketing to the seller have an option to choose how much they want to discount the rate. So instead of the seller reducing their property by $10,000, they could use that to discount the rate, and we market the property at a discounted rate. And if you are closing at 6.75 and you get a discounted rate to 5.75 and you see your savings, it's easy to get your buyer to move forward. Because when you do the marketing, it does the calculation, what it is now, what it would be, and it's really a great marketing tool. And it gets you out on social media as well, because they do all the social media, the flyers, the sign riders, the social posts and everything, and they create a custom property video for you. So here you are on social media marketing your property. So list and lock is designed to attract more buyers and increase the demand for your listing. So if you're interested or you have listing that's not moving, talk to me about list and lock so that you could put it on your properties and get that moving. I think we covered I think we covered. Let me open it now for questions. Yeah. Let me open up for questions. Share your thoughts. So your office would have that because all real estate office do promote their own lead generation system. So you need to speak to your broker on that. Find out what lead generation system that they're using in their office. So if you want me to ask, I could ask as well. But whatever it is, anybody else here is on the office lead generation system that could share some light? Huh? Oh, you don't have that? Okay. Right. Because I don't want to introduce something to you that I am familiar with if that is not what the office is using. So I could find out and have... I don't think that would be respectful. Let me find out from Ismael first if he has a lead generation system that he prefer his agents to use, and then I would then, make recommendation of what the other people is using. But first reach to the office and see what they're working with first before, because there is tons of lead generation system, but most agents come to me already have their lead generation system, and I work with whatever they have.
Are you talking about a CRM?
CRM.
Oh, right.
You all have that, right?
CRM?
Yes, CRM.
But when you said a lead generation system,
oh, well, that is
I thought it was a way to get leads.
No, it's a CRM. The CRM, yeah, correct.
Organizes you.
Yes.
So you mean the
CRM? The CRM, that's the word. That's the word. So you all have a CRM system? You do? Okay. But why are you all looking so bewildered for a CRM system? So that means most of you not using a CRM system. Okay. Okay, so we need to find that out. You using a CRM system, sir? You? What CRM system you use? Okay, all right. So you have the sign-in sheet there. I will take the sign-in sheet. I'll find out from Ismael what they prefers you all to use, and I'll share that information with you. All right? Yes?
Rate and rebound product, does the term stay the same?
No.
Loan, or does it recalibrate to start the clock over?
No, it's up to the client. You could recalibrate to start the clock over, or you could stay at your...
So 59 months in,
correct.
Change your rate, and then
you could
30-year loan.
You could then reduce it by 5 years.
25,
correct.
It stays 25,
correct.
And then you're at the lower rate.
Correct. Yes, so you could play around with that. So the reason why I did mention the CRM as lead generation system, because I use it to generate leads as well. So my system would be different from yours. So you are the CRM. I just wanted to explain that. All right? Any other questions? I didn't hear you. Oh, the 1% down is the Community One program. Yeah, the 2% grant. So we use it on our, his question was about the 1% Community One program. I'm repeating it for the people on social media. So the community program, we use that on our Home Ready or Home Affordable, which is a 97% loan to value financing. So then the client comes in with their 1%, they have the 2% grant that covers the 3% down payment, and the closing costs could be seller contribution. So we do it so that they come with least amount of money out of pocket. CMG. Yeah.
Is that limited to any particular community, or
No. Yeah, it's a anyway. As he asked that question, what I was thinking about, we have some down payment assistance that you could partner with other programs. I can't remember if you could partner this with other programs, but I'll check into it. I'll check into it. Uh-huh. Of course. Of course. She's asking about me pre-qualifying. That's what I'm here for. Of course. Yes. I understand. I understand. And my answer is still the same. Of course, of course, of course. So, as we come to this end, what I want to really say to you is, I really want us to enjoy some of the sunscreen windows. And we could do that in 2026 if you make an effort and a commitment. That is the word, a commitment. And the commitment is not to me, it's to yourself. I would make myself available to help you. I would make myself available. If you call me and I don't answer, I'm sure to call you back. And if I didn't call you back, you send me a text, but I'll reach out to you. So once you make the commitment, I am here to support you. And one thing I want you to understand is you have to make your foundation strong the first time around. And once you do your foundation the first time around, all it takes is building from there. So you go to your office and look at the names of the people who are the top producers. And ask yourself, why are these people top producers for the last 5 years? Because they did the work, make their foundation strong. Use your time wisely. Some people spend so much time chit-chatting, unproductive conversation. Use that time to build your business. And I'm going to say is, if you make that commitment, you will see how different life would feel. And just don't make this commitment to building your real estate business, but this commitment to your life and to your family. Make your life and your home a better place. One of the things that I wanted to share next year, and all the ladies who want to partner with me, next year I am working on creating Castle for Queens. Now, where did this come from? I have been working deeply with the Women's Council and a lot of women organizations. And I realized that giving somebody a key does not end there. People need more than a key. So with Castle for Queen, I have counselors that will come in and they will talk about relationship so that your queen could be a better queen for you, the guys. So that your queen will be a better queen for you. And the overall dignity, passion, confidence that we need as women. And so I would have counselors that would come in and speak about relationship, about money. I have an attorney on staff. And I'm now putting the panel together. And this is my drive for 2026. So anyone who wants to partner with me so we could create as many queens in the world so that we could show up better, that is what I will be working on in 2026. And I'm so excited. So even in your personal lives, you go out there and make a difference for you and your family and the rest of the world. I honestly wish you, from my heart to yours, the very, very, very best for 2026. And we're going to write our history that when Ismael looks at his thing for 2026, he must say, what happened here? Because we're going to make a difference one agent at a time. And I am here to support you every step of the way, and I mean that. So call on me when you need me. I will always be here to give a hand. The chef prepared some delicacies from us. So please step over and make sure you have some of his delicacies because he was taking his time putting it together today. So he'll be very disappointed if you all don't go over and get some of his food. So please step over and get some of his food. I think he got some of his food already. Thank you so much. And the people who are online, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me today. Best of everything for the new year and happy holidays to you and yours.